Oh yeah, bros. Yeah. Ah, yeah. Alrighty, hey guys, and welcome back to another Build It All tutorial, where today I'm going to be doing another tree. And today I think I'm going to do an oak tree, and I'm going to build one where I wanted to the other day. And I haven't been doing a lot of videos recently just because stuff's been busy. And I've also been doing some Minecraft building, which has just been, it's taken a lot of time, because it takes a lot of time per, like, bit that I can get to you. Like, several hours upon hours per video. But before we get to the tree, I really want to show you something. It's something I've been looking for a little bit, especially since I've gotten some inspiration from watching some other people build. And there's a reason that you're looking at me and not through my eyes. Because boom! Oh my gosh! This is a, something, I actually don't remember what this is. It is a, Highlands Center biome from Biomes Aplenty, and oh my gosh, I want to build something here super badly. And as such, I've also started another build via some inspiration down there. And I've started keeping a little book so that I know where stuff is. Otherwise I'd get very, very lost very quickly. And I'm keeping it in an ender chest for the most part, so I don't accidentally delete it. But oh my gosh, I'm picturing like tendrils, like hallway things going different places, elevators out the wazoo. Oh my gosh, this is going to be sick, and it's going to take up so much space, and it's going to be freaking awesome. But enough of that. I'm going to make my way over to the village, and we are going to start a tree. Alright guys, here we're back at the village, and this is where we're going to do the oak. Now, for oaks, you start out, and especially for this one, which I want to make absolutely freaking massive. Compared to the willows, they had a very small base. But this I'm thinking maybe like 4, 5 in radius. Just because it's going to be very, very big. Now that we have my base, I'm also going to go and pull out a little tool. And I'm going to just start ramping, like just making it a bit bigger. And this is, again, just the kind of chunking it up a bit. Building it up. And now that I've got, like, this absolutely freaking huge chunk. Oh, that looks horrible. I'm going to start on the branches. Now, oak branches are very, very different than willow branches. Oak branches go up a lot more. And they start out much thicker. They start out thicker, and they stay thicker. I mean, they do get thin, but they do, like, stay thick as well. And you also really kind of want to think about building up the trunk as well, and making the trunk get thinner too, and then building smaller branches off of your main trunk. Like, you really want to make with oaks tons and tons and tons of branches. And with these, I'm making the branches I'm making them before I really round out the oak or the trunk, because I really I want to see kind of how big it's gonna be, because shoot, I may even make that bigger. I really don't know. This is going to be absolutely massive. I mean, I'm thinking even like a branch starting out anyway of about like this thickness right here. And then it's probably gonna go this way. And oak trees go massive distances with their branches. Huge ways. And they split off so many times onto equally like big, huge branches. And you just kind of just gotta do it. I think I'm gonna come up here. And even do boop boop. And yeah. And even take some down, because some do go down. Not as many. Not nowhere near as many, but some still do. Some still do. And yeah, that's not bad. That's definitely not bad. And then you definitely want to also take branches just like straight up, because that's how oaks work. They go, you got kind of a small base comparatively. Those are nowhere near big enough. Now that I step back and look at it, for a trunk, I need to refine the trunk. Okay, so we're going to refine the trunk. Creative building is just kind of something I just do. I don't think about it a whole lot, and this is actually me thinking a whole lot more than I normally do about my building. Because I'm like explaining it to you and trying to help you understand tree building and really just showing you the process is really my biggest goal here. It's just like, because I want everybody to be able to build a tree. Trees are beautiful, bro. They're so nice. They're so nice, especially when they're done. But yeah, that's not horrible. It's not horrible. Really hope I don't run out of hard drive space on this. But okay, let's put some things up there. Definitely. This needs much more work. But yeah, that's not. And then this is gonna need some too. Boop. And even like if you encounter like a lake like this, it's not a big deal. Just roll with it. Just like make the route go down. Yeah, it's just you just gotta roll with stuff. Roll with the punches and punch right back, because you're going to make an amazing tree. That's what you gotta do. I'm gonna pop some grass here. Go. I mean, that's not horrid. There we go. I guess that'll work. That'll kind of work a bit. No, I want to punch some blocks out there. There we go. Now, branch. Yeah, these need to go way out further. Oh, if I could like slow myself more. I'm thinking maybe that's a good. Oh yeah, that's so much better distance. Maybe even more, just because this tree is so big. And that's really something you have to take into consideration, is your proportions. Because if you've got a big tree, then you're going to need big branches, and one of the best things to do is look at pictures. Just go on to Google or Bing or whatever engine floats your boat and look at pictures. And then just try and kind of replicate what you see. And that's my pro tip of the day. Look at pictures. See what you're trying to make, because if you don't know what you're trying to make, all the skill in the world is not going to help you. Especially whenever it's something as like specific as a tree. I mean, you may just like make a random tree and it may look good. That's entirely a possibility. But it's also a possibility that it's going to look like crap. Because you didn't start out with a goal. Goals are very good. There we go. I don't think that went out far enough. Meh. We're gonna take this out more here. Alright guys, well, no, I want to show you all the full process. I really do. So, I think I'm gonna do like a little time-lapse cutty thing where you can... No, I'm not even gonna do that. I'm just gonna try and keep talking and explaining what I'm doing, because I want you all to know exactly what I'm doing. Rather than like thinking it, I want to say it. So, I mean, I hope that works. But yeah, I want these branches out and up and big and bold and everything. I want all the things with this. Arg. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Some more booperage. And I mean, a lot of this I can hide with like leaves, but I want the core of the tree made. That's why I'm spending so much time on these branches, because they shape the tree. They make it into what it is. The branches are so important. So important. And I mean, they're a really important aspect of the tree. Especially if you maybe make it so like people could get up here. And I'm going to set it to dawn. Especially if you want people to like get up here and then like be able to move about the inside of your tree. Because I mean, that might be a point. It may not. You may not even think about getting people into your trees. But for adventure maps and the like, you may want to build like a tree thingy. Oh my gosh, this. But yeah, that might be something you want to do. And if you do, you definitely want to take into consideration just like making steps, but making the steps look natural and not like you carved steps in. Unless, of course, that's the look you're going for. If you're looking to make it look like a tree has had stairs made into it, that's definitely something to take into consideration. Because then you'll make your tree, you'll have that in the back of your mind, maybe kind of shaping the tree beforehand for some stairs, and go from there. Because that's the whole thing, is like, you just gotta build what you want to build. Have your concept. I wanted to tell you to have your concept from the start. But sometimes that's either A, not possible, or B, just like not helpful. I mean, it's good to have a concept for like what you're building, especially if it's like a tree. But I'm the kind, I may get like an idea and then just kind of work with it and just not even know what I'm doing. And then have it turn into something and get my inspiration for my idea from that. From just my toggling and playing, which you can see like in my, what was it? My pilot for this series. Because I didn't know what I was going to do. I just really wanted to build there. And so that's what, you just kind of got to fake it. Fake it until you make it. That has been my motto for a very, very long time. Just do it. You may not know what you're doing, but just do it. Just Just do it. You'll figure it out as you go, or you won't. And as such, you'll just have to keep going, and oh, that looks so much better. I'm not so sure about how far this goes down, though. Don't think it should go down that far. Yeah, that's better. Now it kind of looks lopsided, though. You've got this huge bit right here. That in order to support this needs to get huge. Because it's just not natural. It doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like something could grow like that. Because that's just so huge. And disproportionate to like what it should be. So let's do some buffing. This tree's been working out for a long time. Working on its branches. Making them look sexy. The like, you know. You know the ways trees goes. Yeah. I'm sure you all know the way your trees like work out. They have these advanced routines and workouts that humans can't even begin to comprehend. The crap that goes through my head. Really. Sometimes I wonder where it comes from. And other days I just don't want to know. Now, bloop. Do another little branch here. I don't know. That's better. That is so much better. Probably. I don't think it goes up enough, though. I really don't. And I may go off in a bit, because there was a tree that I really liked, and it's called the Sacred Oak. And I think it's in this. Yeah, it is. Good. I may go off and plant one of those later, and show you what that looks like, because that is actually a thing. That is really nice. It's a really nice tree. And partially because it's absolutely massive. It looks like a tree because it has that leaf and that grandeur, and the trunk is about 5 by 5 all the way through. I actually made my base in one of those in a past server I was playing with friends. Oh, that was a nice base. You can get anywhere from anywhere. And then I almost burned it down. It wasn't fun. That's another thing you can do with like trees. If you make them like a tree house, you can make them hollow on the inside and then make rooms out of the branches and leaves, and there's so much you can do with all of this. It's just, I want to say it's absurd, but that's what building, especially building in Minecraft, that's what it's for. It's for building the absurd and the obscene. Well, maybe not the obscene, but the fantastical and the majestic and the I don't know what's. That's what Minecraft is for. Oh, and it's beautiful for it. And then you have the redstoners that I'm not. I'm not a redstoner at all. But yeah. I'm a one-trick pony with redstone. I can make a portcullis, which just involves piston, double extender, and that's it. That's really it. That's all I can do. Or well, that's all I've really like tried to do, I should say. There we go. That should do okay. Well, I think you all have the gist of what I'm doing here. I'm going to finish kind of rounding off the top of this tree, and then I'm going to cut back. Okay? I'll catch you in a bit. Alright, there we have it, really. That is okay. That is acceptable. That is definitely acceptable. A bit more rounded at the top. Not quite perfect. I didn't go out very far, but it's okay. So now, you grab your leaves, and with oaks, you do a lot more placing. You do the tops and sides at least, You decide where you want to cover the bottom. It's not as like strict as it was with the willows, and I'm actually boop. I'm gonna turn that down. I thought about doing that earlier, but I decided against it. But now I really think that was a good idea. But yeah, now you completely cover almost all of it. But just know that most of your leaves are going to be around the edge of the branches. So as you get closer and closer to the trunk, you're not going to have as many leaves to cover up mistakes or just stuff that doesn't look good. And if you place extra leaves, like with the willow, it was a big deal, but here it's not, because this is just giving me a basic framework of leaves to work with, and that's it. That's literally all it's doing, because there's going to be so much more leaves added. You can really kind of place them a little haphazardly. Not like super haphazard, but at least a little. It's not going to be too big of a deal in order to have extra leaves, because you're gonna cover all this over, especially if you're building an absolutely massive oak. And no, yes, and there we go. Boops, and all the boopity boops of the leaves. Okay, and if you're building, you don't have to worry about like trees touching trees, because that's going to be a thing. Because as trees grow, especially if they're in close proximity to one another, they're gonna touch. They're going to intermingle with their branches, if you know what I mean. But they're gonna touch. It's gonna be a thing, and you don't need to worry about it. I mean, if you're really, really particular and you're building, like, say, maybe a garden or something, then, or like something that would have been taken very well care of and paid attention to, and just, if it makes logical sense for beautiful, pristine trees that don't touch ever, then yeah, I mean, do it. That would make sense. But here it's a much more natural area, so I may just make these trees touch a little bit, just because I can. Yeah, I might just do that. That actually sounds like a really good idea. But yep, and see, it's like that is just the framework. So much of this tree is going to be leaf that I could just go completely nuts with placing. But I want to lay out the foundwork of the leaves first. That is definitely one of the biggest goals, and definitely something to pay attention to. So, I think this time I'm just going to do a little, like, fast-forward-y bit, and then we will talk some more. So, I will catch you all in a bit. Enjoy the music, because the guy who makes it is pretty darn good in my book. So, I'll catch y'all in a bit. Alright guys, there is the vast majority of all of those leaves placed. And that takes a fair while, especially for a tree of this just sheer magnitude. It's absolutely massive. And it's a lot of leaves and a lot of wood. Now, as I was going, you all saw I flew around it multiple times, and I'm still finding spots that I want to cover. So, especially with one of this size, you're going to go around it many times, unless you're just a perfectionist and you finish every area just the way you want it before even beginning to move to another area. And now with this tree, one of the biggest features, yes, is that massive trunk. But I also, sometimes you may be like up here on this cliff. I want you to have kind of a little perspective of the tree, also from over here, if you had your render distance higher than I do. But I want there to be like some exposed trunk right in there. Not now, chicken. But a little bit of exposed trunk in there. Kind of just for a little bit of just depth and perceptional stuff, and yeah, I don't really know what to call it, but just to add some depth and some interest. And I'm still finding spots to put leaves. Now, I could call this done. I could. But it's not really done, because this is as if trees only had major branches. But they don't. They have all of those tiny little branches as well. And so now is where I would come back in and go absolutely nuts. And I'm going to slow myself again. And I don't know if that actually helps, honestly. But I like to think it does. So, yeah. So I do it. Boop. Now, boop. And now is where you fill in the tree. This, which in the willows took like no time at all, takes a good long while with trees like this, with big oak trees. I mean, the one over there didn't take too long, but it did take a fair while. Just because they're big. There's a lot to do with them, and especially if you're doing this in survival, it's gonna take you a long time and a lot of resources if you're gonna try and build a tree of this magnitude. And I mean, you do also want to have your like weird like one-off branches, but you don't want them to be too often or too protrusive, but you do want to have them. And get out of the block. And with right here, that one's, I mean, it's not bad, but it's kind of protrusive. And I also kind of want to round off the top of this tree. Not drastically, not like what you're seeing right here. This is just for the ease of like placing blocks. Boop. There we go. See, that's more what I was intending on doing there. And now I can kind of drop this a bit. Boopities. This part of the build, I always do just kind of, I don't really worry about it, because I know I can come back and I can sculpt the tree later. Right now, I just need to make the massive bulk of the leaves. the biggest bulk of the tree, really. That's what this is trying to do. And sometimes you just make a wall right in front of you that won't go away. But that's also why I'm not using this super builder's wand, because I don't really know where it's gonna place the blocks, and I really don't feel like fighting with it. It's annoying enough as it is. So I really don't want to deal with. Just deal with it. But yeah, that's where that's at now. And sometimes you just end up with something that you don't want. So you tear it out, and you redo whatever it was. And boops. And also, in doing this, like, kind of haphazardly, fairly haphazardly, leafly haphazardly? No. But, I lost my train of thought. It makes it look kind of more natural. I mean, you do have to sculpt it, because even just going nuts, you still make, like, some stuff that ends up being too linear, too man-made, and too just not natural and organic like it should be. I mean, occasionally, yeah, you'll have long lines, but you really don't want them very often, and you really don't want them too long. That is definitely, like, the biggest thing with, like, building trees. And anything just, like, natural is, like, the smooth lines, somewhat smooth, sometimes completely jagged, depending on the terrain. But, like, rolling hills and just landscaping, I'm not that great at. I admit that. But trees. Trees are definitely one of my fortes. Oh, and see that? See just how much that bulked it up just right there. And I think I'm going to do a little bit more right here, because it just looks small. It needs to come out further from there. And so then maybe we'll take this down a bit and just kind of do. Because, like, this entire tree, it's like, I didn't know. I knew it was going to be a big tree, but I don't know. I don't have a plan, per se. I just kind of, like, well, I'm going to make a tree, and I'm going to make a really big tree, and it's going to have really big branches and a butt ton of leaves. But that's the closest thing to a plan that I get. Well, just... other than, like, shape of the tree, of course. Like, what type of tree. Like, I knew I was walking into this, flying into this. But, like, to make an oak tree, I knew it was going to be an oak, and what kind of shape I wanted it to take. And, yeah. All of that shebang. But that's about all I know. I don't like going into something knowing exactly what I'm building. I mean, having an idea, like I did for the village, I'm okay with that. But I didn't want to have a super, like, huge amount known. And I'm going to flatten this off a bit. Boop. That's not bad. Boop. Yeah. Nope, that should probably... that needs to stay there. Which definitely means that has to stay there too. I don't like that. Don't like that at all. There we go. I don't know. That'll do, I guess. I don't know. That's not bad. That's not bad. Now I'm gonna kind of inflate over here as well. Oops. I mean, I could use the builder's wand, but I really don't want to. That's really unpredictable. And whenever you have so much like chaotically placed blocks. Anyway, I don't need any more chaos. There we go. Boop. And I don't think that actually does any good whatsoever. Really wish it would actually slow me down. Oh, but yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Probably gonna inflate over here just a tad. Just kind of smooth out the transition from one bit of branch to the other. All that shebang. Probably gonna inflate this. Just get some more leaves to it. Just some more mass. And if you're leaving like a gap like I am, you definitely want to make it look natural too. You don't want to ignore any part of the tree. You want to have all of it equally beautified and have all the attention you can spent on every single little spot. I mean, no, you don't need to like make it perfect. It's meant to look natural, but if you don't pay attention to enough spots, then you just end up with something that looks just thrown together and it doesn't look good. But yeah, that's I'm trying to throw out as many like tips and tricks and things as I can. But I mean, a lot of this is just you gotta know like what you're looking at, and that's definitely the biggest tip, is just go out and find stuff, practice, and just do. You can't and don't expect to get good at trees overnight. I mean, it's gonna take time. I mean, I'll be honest, I played Windcraft for several months, and that's why I paid so much attention to their trees that's why I'm good. Granted, like, the first trees I built, I was actually really happy with, but they took me a lot longer to build because I had to figure out what I was doing, what looked natural by comparison to what I saw. And you have to take everything into consideration. And that's just the way it works. Now I want to kind of bulge this a bit, and I kind of want to round this off a bit as well, like go from here, kind of raise it up just a tad, and then take it over this direction ish. I don't really know what I'm doing, just kind of playing. And you gotta be willing to do that too. You gotta be willing to like play with your builds. You can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna do this first time and it's gonna be perfect. No, that's not gonna happen. Just gotta play. Be willing to take a risk and just kind of derp with stuff. That's all it is. Yeah. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. There we go. Okay. Well, I don't know. Is that done? Is that tree done? I don't really like this. I think this needs to be... I mean, I could leave it, and could leave it as a bit of depth, but I don't want depth there. Oh my gosh, and I missed all of this. See? I've just been going ham, and I even missed that. Such an obvious little spot. But, yeah, I don't like that. I want more smoothness There. Boop. There we go. And I mean, another thing that makes things look natural is kind of a little twinge of jaggedness. Yeah, that smoothness does it a lot of the times, but the entire world is not smooth. Sometimes there's jaggedness and sharp angles and weird stuff, especially compared to like trees. That most stuff is very smooth because they take so long to make. Like, I mean, this tree is probably, give or take, a couple thousand years old, maybe? Being as big around as it is. I mean, a lot of this would just be nice and smooth and weathered and just kind of interesting. Yeah, it needs more blocks in there. There we go. Yeah, I don't like that either. And that's not bad. Let's go check from over here. Oh yeah. How about the river? What's it look like from the river? Oh yeah. I'm still really happy with all these willows. Oh yeah, yeah, bros. Yeah. Ah, yeah. I don't know. Maybe it may need some work down here in the back, but that's okay. That is okay. And that looks good too. Fairly round. A few bits jutting out here and there, which is okay. Not a problem there. Why is there like there's like straight to ground? I don't like that. I do not like that. Yep, there we go. That's much better. There we go. Because yeah, with a tree of this size, there really shouldn't be that. I mean, you may get like some glints of sunlight through the shade, but there's not going to be like shots straight down to the ground. Really. I mean, there could be. It's feasible, but it's not likely, and so I just didn't want it there. And yeah, now one more thing with this tree is going to be its roots. This tree is going to have absolutely massive roots that run pretty darn much everywhere. And I also kind of want to do a little something special that is... I'm thinking I'm going to do it on that side, because that would be the easiest side to do it on. But yeah, I'm going to show y'all what that's going to be. That's going to be pretty cool, in my opinion. But yeah, a little bit more root work. Kind of just running out from the tree. Boop. Boop. Just stuff and things and just oddities. And now I've got some living rock here, which some of you may have seen, but I'm going to do I want the roots to kind of like form around a boulder, you know. I really like that. I really like that look. It's interesting and it's weird and it's just kind of a nice little flair. It has a nice little flair to it. I don't know if this is actually going to look good, and I may have to change the color of the rock, but that's something I want to do. Plop that there. Put a little bit in the water. Have this come down here into this magic pool. And that's why the tree grew massive. Because it has magic imbued into its soul. No, I don't actually think trees have souls. I don't think that's a thing. But yes. There we go. I mean, it's not like perfect. And it's not exact. I don't know. It's not bad. Not perfect. It's not bad. That doesn't go there. Boops. Do another little piece of rock there. There. Let's see if I can just, like, expand the rock a bit. Boop. 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 Do. Hey, I actually recognize that. Oh, water doesn't overflow it. That's interesting. Come on. Boop. Boop. And this, why I'm using living rock also kind of ties in to, one of the other little aspects of the build, which was just that, yeah, I like that. That looks good. Definitely, it adds some interestingness, some stuff to the build that's not exactly completely pristine. No, I like that. Break that. But yeah. Maybe I could, like, do some more carving there. Maybe a bit there. Now put that back. Oh, and another thing, it's like the way that I placed all of these blocks would make them really, really precise, and they're all facing the same direction. You don't really want that. You want to add a little bit of flair and just texture to your build just by changing up some of the textures and the way they face and different things, and just kind of going with the flow, you know? Yeah. Just doing different things. Adding texture, adding detail, and adding beautifications, and just all the stuff and bits. And having a little bit of exposed log is never a bad thing. It all just really depends on what you're trying to build. And there we have it, I think, guys. I am happy with that. I'm definitely going to add some, like, lights to it, like I did with the willows, so it glows at night. But that is something I'm very happy with. And that is nice. Let's, I'm actually going to do that. Boop, which I think, blood lamp, yep. And some grow, yeah. Oh, I didn't know what that was. Oh, that's a cool little tool too. Okay. I saw a different version of that. Yeah, but that's something to talk about more in my, I don't want to say more in my building series, but more in the not tutorial series. Oh, they give off, I'm also in the brightest. That makes sense. But yeah. Anyway, I will show you all this completely finished as I finish. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you learned a little bit, and maybe can go and apply this to your own worlds and build some epic, amazing things. And that's what I want. I want to see what y'all build, and I want you all to be amazing builders too. No, I didn't intend that to come out cocky. But thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like. That would make my day. If you want to see more of these, because believe me, I'm going to be doing more, and I'm going to be doing more than trees. Don't worry. Hit that sub button. Oh my gosh, that makes my day whenever I see another sub. Because, I mean, I'm checking YouTube daily, and not really expecting much change, but oh my gosh, it makes my day so amazingly much to see a sub. And oh, I didn't mean to break that. But, I mean, and I'd love it for people to go down into the comments and tell me what you like, tell me what you didn't like, that I'd love to hear what you have to say. So, now that I've rambled on a bit more, thank you all once again, finally, for watching, and I will catch you all next time. Later.